Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Ramadhani Nur Fauza. My matric number 283965. And my friend.
Hello, my name is Yi Cheng En, and my matrix number is 286450. I will explain about our title, which is How Nowadays Social Issue Among Society Can Lead Suicide. Suicide is the art or an instant of taking one's own life voluntarily and internationally. Ministry of Health has recorded almost 500 of suicide cases between January to June 2020. Half of the mental disaster begin in the age 14 and 3/4 by the mid of 20. Each year, 703,000 people die by suicide, and many attempt suicide. Suicide is a tragedy that affects families, communities, and entire nations, with lasting effect of diseased family and friends. Suicide occur at all stages of the life cycle. In 2019, suicide was the fourth leading cause of death globally among the 15 to 29 age group. Suicide does not only occur in high-income countries, it is a global phenomenon that occurs throughout the world. In fact, in 2019, low and middle-income countries accounted for more than 77% of global suicides. Suicide is a serious public safety issue, but it can be prevented with timely, often low-cost, evidence-based on interventions. To effectively address this issue, countries need to develop comprehensive suicide prevention strategy. In high-income countries, there is a recognized link between suicide and psychiatric disasters. Many suicides are impulsive behaviors that occur when one is in crisis due to loss of coping with life stressors such as financial problems, relationship breakdowns, or chronic pain and illness. In addition, the experience of conflicts, disaster, violence, abuse, loss of families and friends, and feelings of alienation are also strongly associated with suicidal behaviors. Suicide rates are also high among vulnerable populations and experience discrimination such as refugees and immigrants, Aboriginal people, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender and intersex people, and prisoners. Previous suicide attempts are the most significant risk factor for suicide.
I explained about three main discussions in your video. 1. The impact of intimidation on perpetrator or victim. All of our bullying have a bad effect on one mentality. Victim of bullying can experience depression, low self-esteem, and feel isolated. As much as possible, it is necessary to avoid negative things in the form of intimidation bullying. The impact of intimidation does not only affect the victim of intimidation, but also the bullying and the witness. Negative consequences include poor physical health, anxiety, depression, increased risk of suicide, poor school performance, decreased enthusiasm for learning, and poor of behavior and future aggression. 2. The cause of suicide committed in the neighbor. Many of the causes of suicide in my environment occur due to stress. Besides that, love problem, for example, being cut off or abandoned by their partner, economic crisis, for example, bankruptcy, family problem, for example, broken home, and it is not uncommon in my environment that many students commit suicide because they are unable to carry on their duties, lots of homework. The reason people commit suicide it could only be due to one factor. It could also be a combination. Here are some reasons why people are desperate to end their own life. A. Severe depression. One of the most common reasons people commit suicide is severe depression. Experiencing desperation can cause a person to feel excruciating emotional pain to the point of losing hope. The purpose of life becomes vague. In fact, they found no other way to diffuse this situation other than by taking their own life. According to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, depression is experienced by nearly everyone who commits suicide. B. Multiple personality. People with multiple personality disorder or bipolar disorder can be in two different extreme phases alternately. If not treated, the risk of committing suicide increases large. During a manic episode, the risk increases, especially in the patient is delusional. C. Fear of losing or losing. Experiencing the loss of a loved one or defeat can make a person decide to end his life. This situation can occur in academic context, law, bullying, financial problem, romantic relationship, or to social status. Equally important, the loss of family or friend after disclosing sexual orientation can also play a role. D. Feel like a burden still associated with chronic disease. Sometimes this make mobility and independence impaired. As a result, they have to depend on other people to carry out their daily activity. When you feel a burden, it is very possible to have suicide thought so that you don't become a burden to your family or close people. E. Social isolation. A person can experience social isolation or shut himself off from social interaction for various reasons. Example include heartbreak, divorce, physical and mental illness, social anxiety, or retirement. Not only that, social isolation can also come from internal factor, namely low self-esteem. Not only suicide, this condition can trigger dependence on drug and alcohol. J. Accidentally, there is some people commit suicide in quite sad, which is that it happened unintentionally. Accidental suicide can occur because of a reckless challenge that is viral even though it is dangerous. The reason for doing it could be because you want to feel the sensation of being out of breath. No one ever knows when a person decides to end his life. In fact, it is possible that family, close people, and mental health experts also missing it. 3. Helping the community in overcoming the problem of excessive stress that results in suicide. What can be done to save someone suffering from depression is give mental support, encouragement, affection that they are valuable so that they feel important and more confident. Always be by their side, especially the people who are close in their life, understand their condition by hearing their problem. Remind the suicide is something that is forbidden. Here are the steps. 1. Don't underestimate their feeling. 2. Think of their suicide as a cry for help. 3. Be a good listener to them. 4. Give encouragement to them to keep the spirit of living their life. 5. Provide solution the problem that make them stress. How about you, Yang?
Yes, Fauza, I agree with you. In my opinion, there are still some way can help the community in overcome the problem. The important ways is asking for clarity. If you think someone is thinking about suicide, you can just ask them, are you having like through? This is important to clarify what they are thinking. Next, you can seek assistance for them. This also shows that you care about their feelings. They may deny having like to, but you can keep looking for other sides. The second is seek help from them. Most suicides are related to major depression. Mental health professionals such as psychiatrists, psychologists, or counselors can assist people with such case. You can also put them in touch with NGOs such as befrienders, spiritual mentors, or other trust people to help them with their problems. Keep important contact numbers in there and your cell phone to make it easy to get in touch when needed. For example, if you have a friend or family member who is suicidal, the best way to assist is to learn to listen and emphasize. It is important to let the person you care about feel that you care and know that you are not alone. But at the same time, don't make it your duty or obligation to heal the other person. You can offer assistance to the best of your ability, but you cannot guarantee that a suicidal person will get better. He must take responsibility for his own recovery. Because reaching out to a suicidal person is something that requires a great deal of courage. Because witnessing someone you care about coping with those suicidal relate through can stir up a lot of different emotion within yourself. So, while you are reaching out to other for assistance, don't forget to take care of yourself as well. You can go to someone you trust, example your friend, loved one, family member, or counselor and take to them about your feeling and get support from them. For conclusion, teenage suicide is a preventable occurrence and can be proven very easy to do if one has the correct knowledge and understanding it takes to help suicidal people. Fortunately, throughout the past 10 years, suicidal rates have dropped tremendously. One of the reasons for this may lie in the fact that so much talk over suicide is going people will now recognize its importance and help their peers. Anyone who is thinks about suicide should have friends that know how to deal with suicide in order to help them with their problems. Suicide in general is very horrific and is true. That's all for us. Thank you.